Our road games sound like home games because our fans don't ask for permission to dominate.
From the court to the culture, we own the moment. We're not here to chase greatness. We're here to claim it.
Caitlin Clark wasn't the only one bulking up this offseason, because the Indiana Fever's marketing team just came out swinging harder than ever. In just the last week, they dropped their brand new Now You Know campaign. And let's be real,
New fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth.
The attention. Maybe I'll start with you, Kels, because Lord Jesus, your team and their fans,
Jesus,
they be getting up in everybody's business.
About as subtle as a slap in the face, the Fever have officially stopped playing nice. They're done pretending they're just another team. They're done letting the league treat them like a sideshow. This campaign,
WNBA last season, I feel like the Indiana Fever last season were a team that just went to work, didn't say much, just let their on-court play speak for itself. Like, they were at the center of all of the drama within the WNBA. Like, everybody was coming after the Indiana Fever and coming after their fans, and they really just didn't say a word.
it's not just bold. It's a straight-up statement, a loud, unapologetic shout to the haters who spent all last year trying to tear Caitlin Clark down. Ignore her historic numbers and clown the wave of new fans who are literally keeping the league alive. This isn't just marketing. This is war, and the Fever just fired the first shot.
Because the backlash was stupid. It was stupid. A bunch of crybabies, crybaby bullies, crybaby bullied their way around the Fever all last year, when the Indiana Fever, specifically Caitlin Clark, is the best thing that's ever happened to women's basketball, the WNBA, and really women's sports in general, and anyone who says otherwise is out of their mind.
We're talking loud, proud, and unapologetic content. The kind that finally says out loud what fans have known all along. The Fever are the team. Caitlin Clark is the star, and the future of the WNBA runs right through Indiana. Now let's break.
So if you go to the team store, the Indiana Fever's team store, you will see that they have a brand new t-shirt that they are selling. And that t-shirt says, "Every game is a home game." And then on the back, it says, "Now you know," with a sold out banner with all of their basically schedule. It's like a tour t-shirt, and it says every game is a home game.
It all down. But before we dive in, go ahead and like this video if you're loving the fact that the Fever are finally playing offense off the court too. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates, because this season is going to be one wild ride. Every once in a while, the Lion has to show the Jackals who he is. When I saw the Fever's new campaign, the first thing that popped into my head was that epic scene from Pool Hall Junkies, where Christopher Walken talks about the lion, the king of the jungle, just sitting there quiet, while all the other animals mess around and test him. And then one day the lion has had enough and tears everything to pieces. That opening part of the monologue, that's the Indiana Fever. Over the last year, they've been the top dogs, the clear powerhouse in the WNBA. They were responsible for nearly half of the league's total broadcast value. Teams literally moved games to NBA-sized arenas when the Fever came to town. And yet somehow all season and into the off-season, people around the WNBA thought it was okay to take shots at Caitlin Clark, at the fans, at the very folks who saved the league from fading into the background. But those days, they're over. No more staying silent. No more letting the media, players, or even league insiders throw cheap shots without a response. That era is done. Almost every Indiana Fever game this season is getting national TV coverage. They're selling out preseason matchups, 15,000 seats gone in minutes, and with Stephanie White, an elite head coach, at the helm, plus a roster built to win. Now the Fever aren't just good, they're a serious threat. They've surrounded the face of women's basketball with a championship caliber squad, and now the Fever are officially pushing back. They're not playing it safe anymore. No more smiling through the hate. Their new Now You Know campaign isn't your typical friendly PR move. It's bold, loud, and fearless. The Fever are done acting like just another team. They're letting the league know loud and clear, They're the team now and they're here to take over this new video. Just dropped and it's dripping with 100% pure, American-made fearless swagger. It's a total flip from how the Fever showed up last season. No more downplaying the hype. No more staying quiet in the background this time. They're owning the moment, stepping right into the spotlight and claiming their place at the center of what's happening in the WNBA. And they're not apologizing for any of it. But it doesn't stop with just defending Caitlin Clark or pushing back at the media noise. The Fever are taking it further, way further. They're not just saying they belong. They're saying they're the best, and they're making one thing crystal clear: they don't care what anybody thinks about it. That line, "Our road games sound like home games," is a straight-up power move. It's more than just smart marketing. It's a direct shot at every other team in the league. It's saying loud and clear, the Fever have the biggest fan base and they bring the most noise matter where they play. And when they tell their fans to be unapologetic, that's a bold clapback to the critics, players, media, whoever, who have tried to shame or silence this new wave of support. The message: you don't need anyone's permission to cheer loud, to be proud, and to spend your hard-earned money backing this team. And the wildest part, it's all true, every bit of it. And now the Fever aren't whispering it anymore. They're finally saying it loud and proud. All of this, it's music to the ears of the fans who've been showing up, selling out arenas, and breathing new life into the WNBA, only to be told they don't belong for months. These fans have been judged, dismissed, even mocked for not being real WNBA supporters. But instead of backing down, they've turned all that noise into fuel. And now the Fever are backing them all the way. They're not just standing up for their fans, they're uplifting them, celebrating them. The message is simple: yeah, you're different. And that's what makes you matter. It actually reminds me a lot of what happened with the Carolina Hurricanes, a fan base once criticized for not fitting the mold, now known as one of the loudest and most passionate in hockey. Remember Don Cherry, the well-known Canadian hockey figure? He once called the Carolina Hurricanes a bunch of jerks, just because they celebrated wins in their own fun, unique way. So what did the Hurricanes do? They flipped the script, turned a bunch of jerks into a slogan, a badge of honor, and a movement that brought their fan base even closer. That's exactly what the Indiana Fever are doing right now. Just check out the new merch they dropped. It's loud, proud, and tells everyone exactly who they are talking about. You never do anything like that. They're still not drawn. They're a bunch of jerks as far as I'm concerned. And this is just the beginning. The level of heat in this campaign is straight up next level savage. The Fever have been absolutely dominating social media lately. And that epic shot of JCS Sheldon getting her ankles broken by Caitlin Clark. Straight up legendary trolling. It's the kind of bold, unfiltered content you just don't see often in the WNBA, and it's making a statement. The confidence coming out of Indiana right now, off the charts. They're not just stepping into the spotlight, they're owning it. Now, of course, this is going to ruffle some feathers with the WNBA purists. You know, the ones who push for constant joy. Sisterhood and kumbaya style, unity over competition. But here's the thing: when your team is pulling in 2 to 3 times the viewership of every other team, and that gap keeps growing this season, well, let's just say you've got all the joy you need. And honestly, if the rest of the league isn't a fan of it, that's actually a win. What a lot of people are missing is that the Fever, by showing off their power, aren't just flexing for attention. They're raising the standard. They're pushing the competition to be better, and they're saying, bring it on. With 41 national broadcasts lined up and teams literally upgrading to NBA-sized arenas. Only when the Fever are in town, Indiana was already set to get every team's best shot this season, but now, with their newfound swagger and dominance,